The Korean War began in 1950. It was a significant conflict that erupted on the Korean peninsula, marking the first major armed clash of the Cold War era. The war was a direct result of the division of Korea at the end of World War II, which left the North under Soviet influence and the South under American influence. It was a fight between North Korea and South Korea. The North, led by Kim Il-sung, sought to unify the peninsula under communist rule, while the South, under Syngman Rhee, aimed to establish a democratic government. The conflict quickly escalated into a full-scale war. North Korea, supported by China and the Soviet Union, invaded the South. This invasion was a bold move, backed by the promise of military and logistical support from its communist allies. The initial stages of the war saw rapid advances by the North Korean forces, pushing deep into South Korean territory. The United States and other countries under the United Nations came to South Korea's aid. The UN forces, led predominantly by the United States, launched a counteroffensive that turned the tide of the war. This international coalition was crucial in preventing the complete takeover of South Korea by the North. The Philippines was one of these countries. Filipino soldiers bravely fought alongside their allies, contributing significantly to the war effort. Their involvement was part of a broader commitment to international peace and security, reflecting the Philippines' role on the global stage during this tumultuous period. The war lasted for 3 years, ending in 1953. The conflict concluded with an armistice agreement, but no formal peace treaty was ever signed. This ceasefire brought an uneasy truce, leaving the Korean peninsula technically still at war. It was a devastating conflict. Millions of people died. The war caused immense destruction and suffering, with countless civilians caught in the crossfire. Cities and towns were left in ruins, and the human cost was staggering, with both military and civilian casualties reaching into the millions. The Korean peninsula was divided at the 38th parallel, creating the demilitarized zone, or DMZ, that still exists today. This heavily fortified border remains one of the most tense and militarized regions in the world, symbolizing the ongoing division and unresolved tensions between North and South Korea. The war had a profound impact on global politics. It intensified the Cold War, solidifying the divide between the communist and capitalist blocs. The conflict also demonstrated the willingness of the United States and its allies to intervene militarily to contain the spread of communism, setting a precedent for future conflicts during the Cold War era. It also significantly shaped the relationship between South Korea and the Philippines. The shared experience of the war fostered a strong bond between the two nations, leading to enduring diplomatic and military ties. This relationship has continued to evolve, with both countries cooperating on various fronts in the years since the war. The Philippines played a significant role in the Korean War. It was the first Asian country to send troops to fight alongside South Korea. More than 7,400 Filipino soldiers served in the Philippine Expeditionary Forces to Korea, or PEFTOK. They fought bravely in many battles, including the Battle of Yultong and the Battle of Erie Hill. Filipino soldiers were known for their courage and skill. They earned the respect of their fellow soldiers from other nations. Their sacrifice solidified the Philippines' commitment to democracy and freedom. It also marked the beginning of a strong bond between the Philippines and South Korea. The Korean War had an immediate impact on the relationship between the Philippines and South Korea. Both countries understood the cost of war. They had fought side by side for freedom and democracy. This shared experience created a strong foundation of trust and friendship. After the war, the Philippines continued to support South Korea. They assisted in the post-war reconstruction efforts. The two countries established formal diplomatic relations in 1949. This relationship grew stronger in the aftermath of the war. The Korean War was a catalyst for stronger diplomatic ties between the Philippines and South Korea. Since the war, both countries have maintained close diplomatic relations. They regularly engage in high-level talks and consultations on regional and global issues. The Philippines and South Korea have supported each other in international forums like the United Nations. They have worked together on issues such as peace and security, trade, and development. South Korea has also been a vocal supporter of the Philippines in its efforts to combat terrorism and extremism. Section 5. Building bridges. Economic cooperation. The Korean War also paved the way for closer economic ties between the two nations. The conflict, which had devastating effects on both countries, also highlighted the need for mutual support and cooperation. As they rebuilt their economies, they found common ground in their shared experiences and goals. Over the decades, South Korea has transformed into a global economic powerhouse. From its humble beginnings, the country has made remarkable strides in technology, manufacturing, and innovation. Today, South Korea is known for its advanced infrastructure, cutting-edge technology, and vibrant economy. The Philippines, a rapidly developing nation, has seen significant economic growth in recent years. With a young and dynamic workforce, the country has become an attractive destination for foreign investment. Its strategic location in Southeast Asia also makes it a crucial hub for trade and commerce. The two countries have enjoyed robust trade relations. Trade between South Korea and the Philippines has flourished, with both nations benefiting from the exchange of goods and services. This trade relationship has been instrumental in driving economic growth and development in both countries. Key exports from the Philippines to South Korea include electronics components, machinery, and agricultural products. These exports have played a significant role in boosting the Philippine economy, providing jobs and opportunities for many Filipinos. South Korea, in turn, exports vehicles, electronics, and machinery to the Philippines. These high-quality products have helped improve the standard of living in the Philippines, making advanced technology and modern conveniences more accessible to its people. Investment has also been a key driver of the economic relationship. South Korean companies have recognized the potential of the Philippine market and have invested heavily in various sectors. These investments have not only brought capital, but also technology and expertise to the Philippines. South Korean companies have made significant investments in the Philippines, particularly in manufacturing, construction, and services. These investments have created jobs, improved infrastructure, and contributed to the overall economic development of the Philippines. The partnership between South Korea and the Philippines continues to grow, promising a bright future for both nations. A Section 6 People-to-People Cultural Exchange. Beyond diplomacy and economics, the Korean War also fostered deeper cultural connections between the two countries. Over time, people-to-people exchanges have flourished. Educational exchanges have become increasingly popular. Filipino students travel to South Korea to study various disciplines, taking advantage of scholarships and exchange programs. Likewise, more South Korean students are choosing to study in the Philippines, drawn by its quality education and cultural diversity. This exchange of knowledge and culture has deepened understanding and respect between the people of both nations. Section 7. A Lasting Bond, Veterans and Families. The legacy of the Korean War continues to bind the Philippines and South Korea together. The sacrifices made by Filipino soldiers in the war are remembered and honored in South Korea. Every year, commemorative events are held to pay tribute to their bravery. The Philippines also pays tribute to its veterans. The government provides support to veterans and their families. Organizations dedicated to preserving the memory of the war and its heroes exist in both countries. These efforts ensure that future generations will never forget the shared history and sacrifice that underpins the Philippines-South Korea relationship. Section 8. Looking Ahead, a Bright Future. Today, the Philippines and South Korea enjoy a robust and multifaceted relationship. The two countries are key partners in trade and investment. They collaborate closely on regional and global issues. The future of the Philippines-South Korea relationship remains bright. Both countries are committed to further strengthening their ties. They aim to expand cooperation in areas such as technology, innovation, and renewable energy. People-to-people exchanges are expected to grow even further, deepening the bonds of friendship and understanding between the two nations. Section 9. A Testament to Courage, a Relationship Forged in Fire. The Korean War, while a tragic conflict, forged an unbreakable bond between the Philippines and South Korea. This war, which began in 1950 and lasted until 1953, saw the participation of many nations, but the involvement of the Philippines was particularly significant. Filipino soldiers fought bravely alongside their South Korean counterparts, facing the harsh realities of war together. Their shared experiences on the battlefield created a deep sense of camaraderie and mutual respect that has endured through the decades. It is a testament to the shared values of freedom, democracy, and solidarity that unite the two nations. These values were not just abstract ideals, but were lived and breathed by the soldiers who fought side by side. The sacrifices made by these brave men laid the foundation for a relationship built on trust and mutual support. Over the years, this bond has only grown stronger, with both countries continuing to support each other in various international arenas. The war's legacy continues to shape the strong and enduring relationship between the Philippines and South Korea. Today, this relationship is evident in the numerous cultural exchanges, economic partnerships, and diplomatic initiatives that both countries engage in. From student exchange programs to joint business ventures, the spirit of cooperation and friendship is alive and well. High-level diplomatic meetings and state visits further cement this relationship, showcasing the commitment of both nations to work together for a better future. From the battlefields of Korea to the global stage, the Philippines and South Korea stand together as friends, partners, and allies. Their collaboration extends beyond military alliances to include humanitarian missions, disaster relief efforts, and global peacekeeping initiatives. This partnership is a shining example of how two nations, once brought together by the ravages of war, can transform their relationship into one of peace, prosperity, and mutual respect. Their story is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, courage, sacrifice, and a shared belief in a better future can forge lasting bonds of friendship and cooperation. The veterans who once fought on the front lines now share their stories with younger generations, ensuring that the lessons of the past are never forgotten. As we look to the future, the relationship between the Philippines and South Korea stands as a beacon of hope, demonstrating that through unity and resilience, we can overcome any challenge.